Good morning, everyone. It's a Saturday morning and it's a little bit miserable, I'm afraid. We are almost in May and I'm still wearing a winter jacket. I know it's a bit sad, really, but it's we just carry on. I mean, we're used to this weather in the UK, and hopefully at some point we will get some sunshine, which we call summer, and then we go back on to what we do, back to autumn and winter. I'm doing a live today. I haven't been around for a little bit because I've been really busy with my personal training business, which is great. But I want to do this live because I was going through some statistics after looking at some of my post and pension plans, and I was looking through some statistics to find out whether, hi Vicky, whether it's just me or whether it's just a general thing. Hi Paul. General thing, and I was actually shocked. I did the post yesterday to cover some of these figures because I was absolutely amazed, amazed in a bad way, not in a good way. Morning, Vicky. And the thing I was looking at, I was trying to look at. Hello, Paul. I was looking at the statistics in respect of what the average UK wage is, what the cost of living is, and where we go when we retire, basically. The reason I was doing that is because I've been talking to a lot of people recently, lots of clients, and everybody seems to be struggling. And I know we're not the only one. Italy, we talked to a lot of personal trainers in Italy and businesses in Italy. They're struggling as well. Things are pretty tough over there. And I was trying to work out whether it's just London that is an issue or whether it's general everywhere. We know that London is more expensive, so perhaps that might be an issue. And I had a look at that, and I looked basically, I had a bit of search and to find out what the average national wage is in the UK. Obviously, we know that salaries depend on your position. Some people earn very little, some people earn a huge amount of money. CEOs of companies earn a lot of money, but we're not all CEOs of companies. So it's obviously most people are just average workers, if you like, So the average wage in the UK, and that is across the whole UK, not London, but includes London, which obviously got higher wages, is £22,700. Sorry, £27,600. Yeah. Now that is average, as I said. We know London carries higher wages, but we know that if you go in other little place further north, the wage is a lot less. And I thought £27,600. I look at what my family are earning. What my young son and stepsons are earning, and nowhere near that, so I'm thinking if they're young, maybe when you get older you can earn a little bit more, but that's the average for the UK. And then I looked at, okay, so that's the average UK. How much does it cost to live in the UK? And again, that includes the whole of the country. Yeah, so the cheaper area as well as a more expensive area like London. And the figure that came up was £1,888 a month. Now that I know what my monthly costs pay are, and mine are higher than that, but obviously we live closer to London, so it's different. So other places will obviously won't have quite so much quite high costs, but that includes rent or mortgage, includes cost of living, so you'd be your electricity bills, your gas bill, your food and everything, and transport. But it does not include emergencies. If your car breaks down, you got to fix it. If you got to replace washing machine, that kind of stuff. And it doesn't include holidays either, so it assumes that you leave, you go to work home, and you don't have much more. It doesn't include dining out or anything like that, none of the stuff. So non-luxury, just very basic. So when you multiply that figure, so it's £1,888 a month times 12 months, you come to just short of £22,700. Now, the national wage, as I said, the national earning in the UK is £27,600 gross. Of course, you've got to pay tax on that. So by the time you pay tax, you're closer to about £22,000 a year. So the cost of living in the UK is actually higher on average than the average earning in the UK. So that now explains why a lot of people get to the end of the month and got nothing left. Some people actually have to supplement with credit cards to survive, which is quite scary. And of course, that's full time. Yeah, we're not counting part-time people. We're not counting zero contract, because the contract you get no money at all. You don't even know whether you got any hours guaranteed. So that's full-time people, permanent contract. Working, and that's a basic, average level. So obviously, as I say, some salary pay less, some salary pay more. Now, once I looked at that, and of course, there is a thing that you have to bear into mind, which is, hi Salvatore, which is the cost of living, which increases every year. Yeah, so obviously you got the retail price index, inflation increase every year. At the moment, this is about 2.3%. So that goes up as well. And the reality is, how many of you have wage increase every single year from your employer? That used to be the day. So that used to be the day. Yeah, when I used to be in financial services, you used to have an increase every year in your salary. That was almost a given. Yeah. And then the credit crunch hit and that went down the drain. The salary drops down. So now really the only chance for you to earn more than your basic salary is to earn bonus, you know, assume you do very well. So I see you, Paul. The reality is most jobs that don't carry bonuses unless you go, you know, higher up really in the position that you are. And so the average person earns a basic salary and that's it, you know. So is when you look at it from that perspective, then it's you come at the end of a month and you really got hardly anything left, you know, and you have to rely on your credit card. So then the other thing I looked at, okay, so if this is what we've got while we're working, and by the way, the average person will work about 45 years of their life, you know, assuming you start at 20, some people start earlier, and you work until you're 65, although we all know that this day and age, 65 is no longer the retirement age. You expect to work at least 67, and by the time you and I retire, you probably be expected to work until 70, you know. So it's by assuming you retire 65, so about 45 years of working life, and you struggle all the way through. And then what happens is when retirement age comes, then you think, oh, well, you put money in a pension. Okay, so I had a look at that as well. And I looked at based on recommendation these days for pension plans. Now, if you have a good pension plan with an employer, they will contribute towards your pension. Typically, they will contribute anything between 3 and 4%. Let's assume 4%. And you can contribute 4%. Yeah, they'll match your contributions. And you can contribute less than 4%. Now, assuming you contribute the bare minimum and you got your, as I say, your average salary in the UK is £27,600 a year, and you contribute just 4%, and your employer matches your 4% contribution, after 45 years, and assuming you start this pension plan at age 20, which not many people do anyway, but let's assume you got 45 full years of contribution from you and your employer based on that salary there, you will end up with an annual income of £3,710. Let me repeat that. After 45 years of working, you know, full-time, living, you know, with very little left at the end of the month, or probably nothing left at the end of the month, and you retire, what you're going to get is £3,710 a year, assuming you paid in 4% and employer match your 4% for the whole 45 years, and assuming obviously the investment fund is performing. Yeah. So now you could pay more, of course. If you are able to pay more, you can. So what the recommendation from pension advisors normally is to pay at least 4%, but if you can, pay 25%. Yeah. Now, 25% of £27,600 a year on a monthly basis, about £500. So I don't know about you. I haven't got £500 amount to spare to just put in a pension plan, which I don't know whether it's going to, you know, come to fruition at the end of 45 years, because at the end of the day, it's investment. It could go over pear-shaped. So the average person can manage barely to contribute the 4%, which is just under £100 a month, you know. 25% is really out of your side. However, let's assume you can contribute the 25%. You will end over 45 years, and with your employer matching the 4%, because the employer will never match your 25%, it'd be nice, but they wouldn't. You will end up with an annual income of £13,500. Okay, bear in mind your annual income when you are working, average annual income in your case, 27,600. So you've got to come down to £13,500 when you retire. You've got to live on that. Now, yes, you're going to have less expenses, because hopefully by then you would have paid any debts that you have. You won't have a mortgage. But you still got bills to pay. And guys, you know the bills are expensive here. They go out, gas and electricity company are ripping us off on a daily basis, and they're getting away with it. The smart meter will help. I don't know, because these people can charge what they want at the end of the day, and we got no choice. If you want gas and electricity, you're stuck, you know. So the bills cost a fortune, and that's why a lot of elderly people can't even afford to put the heating on, because, you know, they just cost too much. They haven't got the money. You still gotta eat, yeah. And you still got to pay your taxes and everything else, because, by the way, when you get your income from your pension, that is taxable income, guys. Yes, you pay tax on the money you put away. You still got to pay tax on it when you get that back. So the tax is still going to be there. So the recommendation normally is that it's you know, it's incredible. The recommendation is, on retirement, you should get, the pension fund should be paying ideally 2/3 of your income when you were employed. So if you were employed and the average, usually still the average national wage is £27,600, 2/3 of that is £18,800. So even paying 25% every month into your pension plan for 45 years will not get you the minimum that you require to stay above poverty level. Yeah. So when I saw that one, I was absolutely shocked, because I thought, for God's sake, I mean, is not only you sacrificing, you know, for 45 years, you're working day in, day out, full time, you know, having very little of a decent life, you know, if you're earning the average wage in the UK, and then by putting money away, think at least in retirement I'm going to be sorted, and then you find out retirement actually you're not going to be sorted. You're going to be living, you know, at poverty level, just, you know, just boundary on the poverty level, and that's very depressing. And that doesn't also include the fact, by the way, that inflation is going to kick in. So your pension income that you're going to get, whether you get with the minimum of 4% or a bit more, 25% contributions, that is taxable. And the cost of inflation goes up every year. So by then, while the cost of living will increase every year, your income from pension will not increase. That's what you got, and that's what you got to live in. Yeah. So add to that the fact that when we are living longer now, so if you retire at 65, and by the way, guys, retiring at 65 is, as I said, is being optimistic, because these days the retirement age is getting longer and longer. The issues that, guys, we survive these days with the advancement in medicine, and with the knowledge about the body, how the body works, and all the help you can get with that. We actually living a lot longer than, you know, our you know, generation, great grandparents used to live. Yeah. So you retire, if you retire at 65, chances are you got another 20 plus years, you know, that you're going to live. I mean, guys, living it for another 20 plus years at that minimum income like that, you know, is really, really, really going to be taxing, even for the most, you know, the people who control the purse strips, the most, really. That is going to be really, really difficult. But add to that the fact that the reality is we live in a society that is riddled with obesity, diabetes, and also the chronic disease, and you got chronic disease of the gut, you know, and all because our lifestyle is screwed up, our food is screwed up. Yeah, we've forgotten how to eat. We just eat for the sake of eating. We eat all the wrong stuff, processed food, full of sugar, full of fat, full of salt, full of lots of rubbish stuff. So we are living longer, but what is our quality of life actually like in this extra 20 years that we get in the moment? I'm seeing around, you know, and what I'm seeing is a lot of people is riddled with diabetes. I specialize in diabetes. I see a lot of old people struggling with joints that are failing them, having to go through operations. I see a lot of people having to go in care homes because their health is so bad. Alzheimer, my goodness, dementia is so rife at the moment, and a lot of that is actually to do with our lifestyle. There are things you can do, there are diets and you can implement that will help you, you know, to mitigate the risk of dementia as well as diabetes. All these 21st century diseases are all down to diet and exercise. There is an activity. There is some genetic element, but they can all be managed and they can all be mitigated and minimized through the right lifestyle. Yeah. So imagine you're retiring at 65, and then your health deteriorates, and you're by yourself. Your family can't afford to pay for carers for you, you know, to help you. They've got to work, they've got to earn their living as well. So what happens now? The options are, if you got any savings, you're on your own. You get no help whatsoever from the government. So sort yourself out. If you got no saving but you got property, they're going to expect you to sell your property to fund your own care before they actually come in and help you. And when they help you, they're going to chuck you in a care home that is going to be the very bare minimum, because that's what the NHS can afford at the end of the day. Yeah. So if you got property as got any value whatsoever, you think, okay, I can go to a decent care home. I can be looked after properly. A decent care home, people, I've worked in one in the past, and they cost, it was a very good one. You're looking at anything between £2,000 to £4,000 a week in cost for a care home, depending on how serious your situation is, your health is, how much support you need and everything. So if you are in a situation where your health is so bad that your family can't help you and you need to go in a care home, whether it's because you got dementia or whether because your health is really poorly and you need 24/7 help, you're going to lose your property and you're going to end up in whatever care home the government can afford to put you in once you got no more savings left. Yeah. And of course, your pension plan, you got your £3,000 a year. If you paid 4%, your best case scenario, £13,000 a year, that is going to last you for nothing, because all the cost of £2,000 to £4,000 a week is going to last you for nothing. Yeah. So, and this is what, it really astounds me is, I've worked in corporate Britain for many, many years. I mean, those of you who know me know I've been in financial services for 10 years. I've done a bit of stint in care home as well, where I got quite a lot of big insight on what goes on, in old age, if you like. And then obviously I got my business, Fitness Dynamic Personal Training, which is my own business, and my Technology Global business. And it just amazes me, having seen both sides of a coin, having seen the employee side and having seen the business side, the business owner side. It just amazes me how we put our head under the sand, how we just ignore, it's like we don't want to know that this is going to happen, is because it's the pain of that is just too bad. And we just think we are raised to believe you get a job, you do your education, you get a job, and then yes, you go in a job, if you're any good, you will advance, so you can go to management. So of course your income can be a lot higher than the national wage, but the cost of living is the same. So when you get a bigger income, what happens? We live by what we earn. Yeah, so you earn more, then your expense will be high because you want a bigger house, and of course you got a bigger mortgage, and then if things change all of a sudden, you're screwed. Yeah, so we adjust our living to what we're earning, and very often we actually live above our means by using credit cards, and we know that there's major debts in the UK as well on that side. So looking at this is, you work for, assuming 45 years of your life, from age 20 to age 65, you work full time. In the UK, on average, you will end up with a deficit of income from what you earn and what you've got to pay to live in the UK, a deficit of about 600 odd pounds a month. See, over the years is going to be like, over 45 years, about £22,000 deficit, in between your income and the cost of living in the UK. And then you put money away, so for your retirement, and you just find out retirement, everything you put away is just not going to be enough. But nobody seems to take any action, and that's what astounds me. And that's what I used to be honest with you. I used to be the same when I used to work in financial services. I was in a corporate environment. And it was a very good position. Yeah, so I progressed everywhere I worked. I went from the bottom, I progressed all the way to the top, and then I moved on to the next one, and where I could move further and I can earn more. And I thought that was it, because that's what everybody was doing. That's what everybody was telling me you're supposed to do. But I never really stopped to think, hold on a minute, what's going to happen when I retire? And it's only now that I can see, I've got some elderly clients. I've got clients that got elderly parents, and I'm in contact with people all over the place, in Italy as well. And I'm seeing, people struggling. People are struggling where they're working, and I've seen people struggling when they're retiring. And I thought, for God's sake, we've got one life. Why do we have to spend it all just chasing a piece of paper? you know, just so we can live comfortably, just so we can have fun, you know, just so we can enjoy what we do. And all along with chasing that piece of paper, just trying to make ends meet, we let everything else go. We let our health go. We let our family time go. You know, and that is, I think that's very sad. And that's why I'm doing this video, because I've pulled statistics. This is the UK average. Yeah, we're talking about UK average because that's most people are there. You know, are in that level. You know, yes, of course, if you are a director of a company, if you are one of a high level management, yes, of course, you can put more in your pension plan, you can earn more, you got bigger bonuses, great. But that is what, 10% of the population? There are 90% fall within these brackets. Yeah, yes, this really sad. That's right, Vicky. And the problem, what is sad is that nobody's actually stopping to think about it. You know, we just like to be comfortable. Yeah, so get up, go to work, come back. Get up, go to work, come back. Yeah. So we follow the routines. We follow what everybody else does. Everybody else at the moment is ending up in poverty retirements. Everybody else at the moment is struggling. So why do you want to follow what everybody else does? So what I would like for you to get out of this is, please, 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 go sit down and work your figures. Sit down and work out what you're now. Yeah. What your outgoings are now, what your income is now, realistically speaking. What change is going to happen in 5 to 10 years time? So maybe if you've got young kids, they need to go to college, they need to go to university, and you've got the money for that, because otherwise they end up in debts, and then, you know, and you've got to help them as well that way. And what is going to happen when you retire? Most importantly, what do you want to happen when you retire? And what do you want your life to be, you know, now and when you retire? Because what you want and what's going to happen, I can guarantee you, unless you sit down and look at those figures, are going to be two very different things. And you don't want to wait until you're 65 and find out that you're going to have to live in poverty. You know, you want to be able to run your heating in the winter, which is happening to a lot of elderly people, because you just can't afford the bill, you know, and you have to live on very little food and stuff like that. So not after 45 years of working, you know. I think that is really sad if it happens, but it's in our power. It's up to us. Yeah, so you can change all of this. And what I want to tell you today as well is, you all know that I've got 2 businesses at the moment, and there is a better way of doing this. There is a better way, but it requires work. Yeah, so you're not going to change your circumstances by sitting down there and thinking, oh, something will happen, because something will not happen unless you make it happen. Now, there is a better way, and I'm a part of a great company, running my own business with this great company, huge support, amazing opportunity. And what I want to do, if you're fed up with working day in, day out, getting to the end of a month and you're just about making ends meet, or not even that, if potentially, and you don't want, you know, to be one of those people when you retire, you just have to watch every penny, and you're you know, struggling to pay your heating bills, like starting to keep warm because you haven't got enough, because you let a pension plan dictate what your worth is, then I want to invite you all to a webinar. I'm doing a webinar on the 16th of May at 7:30. I will attach the Zoom link under this video, so you can come on. And what I want to do, the idea of that webinar, I want to show you a way in which you can change all that. But that's up to you. Yeah, so I'm there. I will be there to support you. If you decide that you want to do something with your life, I will be there to support you all the way. But you need to put in the work as well. Yeah, because I can't change your life for you. Only you can change that. But I can be there to help you. Yeah, and to guide you, and to support you all the way, and to advise you. And what I'm going to do as well is, I'm running a little competition that goes alongside with that. So what I'm going to do, I want to give everybody a chance to change their life with this webinar. But also what I want to do, I want to give everybody a chance to experience this incredible technology that we have with this business. And what I'm going to do is, I will need a little bit of commitment from you to do that. So what the competition is about is, if you want to come on the webinar, register on the webinar to find out how we can help you and change all of that. And you get a chance to ask your questions as well doing that, and find out a different way of doing it. And then if it fits with what you want to do, great. And if it doesn't fit what you want to do, you lost nothing. You learned a lot, if anything, yeah. But if you come and register on the webinar, and now share this and invite as many friends and family as you want to. The person who invites the most amount of guests at the webinar will win Hilo LX. Yeah, so Hilo LX, guys, this is the most amazing device, the only one on the market at the moment that does the huge amount of function. It is a health monitor personalized to you. Just for those of you not familiar with this, it is not a Fitbit. We don't just track fitness. It is not an Apple Watch. We're not interested in telling the time. We're not interested in reading your messages. You're not interested in giving you email. You've got a phone for that. The Hilo is a health monitoring device personalized to you. We're talking your main parameters, biometric parameters, talking blood pressure, heart rate, breathing rate, ECG, the ability to do an electrocardiogram, people, with extreme accuracy on your wrist, 24/7. Controlled. Of course it does your fitness stuff. Will do your step, your calorie, your distance, and your sleep, and it does all of the stuff. But this is a health monitoring device. It will tell you what's going on inside your body. It will warn you if there's something that's not right, so you can take action. But what's amazing about this device is that it is improving all the time. There's new applications that have been created that to work with the Hilo coming up soon. To give you a few ideas, we got an application that will link your DNA with the Hilo, which will mean you will get advice on nutrition and an exercise based on your own DNA. Hi Shannon, hi Catherine. Based on your own DNA. But not only that, because there are DNA tests you can do these days that will do that. It will be based on your biometric parameters. So what it means is that not only it will tell you, okay, based on your DNA, this is the best type of diet for you to follow, this is the best exercise to do today, but it's based on how your biometric parameters are. So based on your blood pressure, your heart rate, how well or how badly did you sleep. So if you had a bad night's sleep, you're not fully recovered, there's a problem with your heart rate, a problem with your blood pressure, the Hilo and the application will link together, say today this is what you need to do to recover properly. Today is the type of exercise you need to do to not to overexert yourself. And the same goes for if you have in particular recovery, you had lots of recovery, you're feeling very strong, and your diet and exercise will be adjusted in line with your biometric parameters at the time. And there's nothing that does that in the market. We got other application coming out which is brilliant about pulse diagnostics, which is very popular in Oriental countries, and is all about through the heart rate, it tells you how your organs are performing, you know, the heart, the kidney, the stomach, and you know exactly what's going on inside your body. So these people is state-of-the-art technology. It's the only one out there. It is not an Apple Watch. We don't want to be an Apple Watch. We're not a watch. There's plenty of watches out there. We're not interested. It's not Fitbit. Fitbit just does fitness stuff. We don't do fit. We do heart. We do health stuff. Yeah, we got device with clinical grade sensors. You know, we're very accurate. We got devices coming up in future which may medical grade. Yeah, we are in the health. We are all about understanding how the body works, and help you to improve your health and improve. So make sure that when you go to retirement, you're not one of those people end up in a care home because you haven't looked after yourself properly. Yeah, so you're gonna get the person who invites the most amount of guests to the webinar, and I'll put the link, as I said, in the comments later on the 16th of May at 7:30 p.m. UK time, guys. So if you're not in the UK, please check your timing over there, because different time zone got different times. The person who invites the most amount of guests to that will win a Hilo LX, complete with Germanium stones that have with circulation, and 5 different color straps. So for the ladies will appreciate that. You can match your strap to your clothes. Yeah, so it's very good. But the value of that is $349. Yeah, US dollars. For UK, that means over £260. That is a gift you get from me for the person who invites the most amount of guests, because what I want to do, I want not only to give you the opportunity to to see there's another way, you know, where you can take care of yourself, of your health, and take care of your life now and when you retire, so you don't end up on the poverty line. But also I want to give that person who showed the biggest amount of commitment and he wants to change their life as well as the life of their friends and family. I want to give them the opportunity to have one of these devices and start changing life immediately. Yeah, so that's what I want to say today, guys. Now, just one quick thing. I've only got 100 spaces on the webinar, so you need to register, please. And anybody you invite, or anybody who comes that you invited to the webinar, please make sure that they register with their name first. And then in between brackets, they put your name as you're the person who invited them along. So I can see at the end of it how many people are coming under each person. And during the webinar, so we'll go through the information of the webinar. You'll have a chance to ask any questions that you want, anything you're not sure about. And then also at the end of it, I will confirm who is the winner of the Hilo LX, this amazing device, and then of course I'll post it out to you, and I'll help you get it all set up and everything, so you know what you're doing and everything. That's an amazing opportunity, guys. I said nobody ever gave me a free you know, device like that which changed your life, and it's got application coming out. They're gonna totally blow the wearable technology industry, and get that for free just for attending the webinar and bringing on as many people. And that webinar, by the way, is the webinar that will just change your life and the life of your friends. So I'll hopefully see you all on the 16th of May at 7:30. Be on time, guys, because even if you register but you haven't been on time, somebody comes on without having registered, they might take your spot. So say only 100 spaces left, so please register. I'll put the link after this, and once you register, you will get an email with all the information on how to log on and everything. And if you've got any question, anything you're not sure of, please comment under this video and I'll get back to you privately if you're not sure about anything. But I want to wish you all, guys, a great Saturday. And the best advice I can give you, please don't follow the masses. The masses are going into trouble. The average person is in trouble. Do not follow what everybody else does, because everybody else hasn't got your goals. Everybody else hasn't got your vision. Everybody else hasn't got a wish to have a better life. Yeah, so it's our life, people. It's up to us to take action. It's up to us to understand where we are. As I said, work your figures. Find out where you're now. Find out where you've been 10 years down the line. And if you're not happy with those figures, come on that webinar. What you got to lose? Nothing. Because even in the hour that we're going to be there talking, you will gain so much information that you have no idea. It will be, it will be a total eye-opener. And then what you want to do with that is entirely up to you, but you get a chance to win the Hilo LX and you get loads of useful information. And I hope this has opened some people's eyes. It definitely opened my eyes when I actually looked. Thank you, Ricky. It definitely looked, when I looked at those figures, I was shocked. I mean, my husband was sitting next to me and he said, but I can't repeat what he said because it is, I can't say on a live video, it's too rude, you know, but it was really absolutely shocked because of course he's putting money in pension plan himself. We both are, because it's what we've been told to do, of course. But that's not, you know, that's not going to get us where we want to go, and that's not going to get 90% of the people the way they want to, where they want to be when they retire. So thank you very much for everybody for being Vicky, Shannon, Catherine, everybody else. If I ever mentioned you, you know, it's because I can't see your information on the screen just yet. So hopefully I'll see you all on the 16th of May at 7:30 on the webinar. If you got any problem, you can't use Zoom or you never used it before, drop me a message. You just need to download it. But if you got a link, download Zoom and then you'll be able to watch it. My advice is to watch it on a laptop so you can see better, but you can watch it from your mobile device as well if you want to. And hopefully I'll see you all there, and have a great weekend. I'm off to a spa later on, being treated by hubby for my birthday, so I should just enjoy a little bit of relax today and tomorrow, and then back on to work full on Monday. Have a great weekend, and wherever you are, and I look forward to seeing you all on the 16th of May. Ta-ra! Bye everyone.